What's shaking? Hey!
Hey guys, Kencho here again. I wanted to make a quick info video to cover the things that you guys need to know for the upcoming raids. Now, I was looking over the past dev blogs and I saw that they said that they're aiming for November 8th. So for me personally, I'm going to just give it a ballpark between like the 8th or like the 12th, probably the next patch over. This raid patch is going to be giving us chaos raid versions of the hard dungeons that we've already been covering and doing. So it's good to actually try to just do a bit of them to give you an idea of the bosses that's going on. Now let's talk about the stats and things to note that you want to have to prepare for the upcoming raids. So, as for piercing and fist piercing, or magic piercing depending on who you're playing, you guys already know that you want to try to build up a decent amount of it, but not exactly how much is really specified. So, I want to say maybe like between 8 to 11%. If you can guys try to get to there, I think you'll be okay. But if you really want to be one of those heavy hitters for the raid, if you guys really want to be one of the carries, try your best to reach up to 15%. Like even 13, 15 will be great. As you can see here already, I have my work really cut out for me, so I gotta put in that extra effort to try to pump my piercing up. Also, don't forget that you can actually give yourself a nice little juicy 4% piercing buff. If you go into your house and you go to building, you can head over to furnishings and scroll down towards, where does it say here? Souvenirs, yeah. So you go to souvenirs and there's a whole bunch of different statues that you can place that will give you different buffs. See, this one here is Fizz magic attack, this one here is attack speed, this one is dex and strength and intelligence and whatnot. There's other buffs to look for, to grab, but let's say you're not really hitting that piercing percentage that you want, you could just grab that extra 4% for yourself to give you a little helping hand. So just a quick overview to remind you what you're generally aiming for. So everything that isn't your armor, you want to try to get at least some kind of piercing on it. And for all of your armor, besides your gloves, you want to try to get some boss damage in there. Now with your gloves, you can actually get fizz or magic piercing, so try to aim for that for those. Alright, so with that little quick snippets of info out the way, I want to go over some of the boss mechanics and give you guys an idea of what you're to look out for. So starting with Magnus, it's pretty much the same thing as the last one, but there's a lot of different changes to the arena you're dealing with. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the original Magnus, the very bottom of the first phase is kind of like almost like a corrupted ground. If you stand on it, you will take some dotted damage. Now throughout the arena in the first phase and all the other phases, they have some corrupted ground as well. See, in this one, there's more mobs you're gonna have to deal with, and in the center is gonna be corrupted ground when where you'll be fighting him, and that corrupted ground seems to do a lot more damage, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. Also, one of the main important things, which I probably should have brought up in the beginning, is that it seems most of the chaos raids you will have 15 minutes to clear them. The reason why I say most, because I noticed it in Devorak, Magnus, and Balrog, but I haven't noticed that in Notaman. So probably won't be too difficult, since in chaos raids the fair fight actually doesn't play a factor. You don't get hit with that debuff at all, so you'll definitely notice yourself dishing out a lot more damage that you've been wanting to see because you've been working on your gear. So here it is. And then in the last phase here, you can just see how the arena is much smaller, and you're gonna have to really be on your toes when it comes to dodging his abilities here. Let's go ahead and just jump to the next boss here. Okay, now with Chaos Devorak, that's going to be the raid that my group is going to be focusing on, and I really wanted to do a lot of research and try to figure out what to do with this boss. So what I've noticed is that there's a certain queue timing that you're gonna be able to know when he's going to be teleporting around the map, as well as his beams do a fuck ton of damage. So you guys need to do your best to either stack on your knight for the invul, or get off the ledge, get off the same platform with him, just like dodging the fire dragon beam. Also, you can probably just walk around him and just pretty much avoid the beam, because he stops at some point. He can go around in a circle and just keep going the other way. Eventually, he'll get to a point where he actually starts to go clockwise and then turn and go counterclockwise, so you just need to watch out for that. And like I said, either use your invul, your dodges, just pretty much don't get hit by that beam. I'm pretty sure it's a one-shot. Now, eventually, the boss will come to the center and start using his beam from there, where you'll have to definitely cycle around him or climb up to like one of the pillars in the corners to be able to avoid it. Another thing is this terraforming like ability he does, which cuts the playing field and makes it harder to avoid his attacks that he'll be tossing at you. Now, on the top left, you see those healers popping up. They kind of heal for big chunks. From my research and what I've seen, getting a heavy gunner to jump and use their homing missiles is like one of the better ways to dealing with that. But those are like the main little key mechanics I've noticed of the boss that I want to cover now. So let's go ahead and head over to Balrog. Now, I've said before that Balrog is my favorite boss so far when it comes to the content that we have in our hard dungeons, and the raid seems to be the most interesting to me as well out of the other ones that I've been researching and looking at. So Balrog's 3-hit swing actually breaks the playing field in the middle, the center. It breaks all those grates and everything, and you can fall in and pretty much take damage from the lava. So I've seen that what people would do is that they will go into the corner, into this little playing area here, and even though it's a small area, they will have to deal with his roars and his dashes. By the way, he starts doing 3 dashes right from the start, and they would rather have to deal with that than to deal with him destroying the entire playing area and just making it pretty much a lot harder to deal with. So when he gets his HP to a certain threshold, he'll leave and go to the next final arena. Now, it seems his dashes, he no longer gets stunned by them, so what you would have to do is you only get 4 stuns on him, and you would have to make him dash into one of the pillars. Now, other than that, it seems his rock falls are the same, and I haven't really noticed any other like key huge mechanics that he does differently besides his drain. Now, the drain, what he'll do is that he won't stun you, but he will constantly drain and it will start doing increasingly more damage. So with this, no arguments about it, you really need your priest. You need to stack on your priest and just get those heals pumping, get those heals going to be able to actually DPS and live through this phase, because it seems that he just straight up wipes you at that point. Also, with Tristan, it seems he shows up here too, and that's actually the only way the drain stops. So it's great that he shows up. Hopefully it's not like the hard dungeon where it's unclear on whether or not he's going to show up. Once again, I'm not sure if that's a bug or it's an intentional thing, but hopefully Tristan pops up here all the time, because I don't think I'll have a way of dealing with that constant drains for the entire fight. Alright guys, so those are the Chaos Raid bosses that I wanted to go over and cover, because those are the main ones I'm definitely going to be doing. Unfortunately for myself, I didn't have access to play Maplestory 2 in KR, so I just pulled these videos and pretty much analyzed them as much as I could to try to give this information out to you guys, so you guys can go ahead and try to formulate your own plans to how to deal with this. I just give a little insights and a little info what I'll be doing myself, but hey, I don't really know exactly what to do because I haven't run this myself. So for those of you guys out there that are played from KR and actually know these mechanics very well, go ahead and edit in the comments on what to do, and I'll definitely be using that for myself too. If you guys want to go ahead and watch the full run of these bosses, I'm going to be linking the channels and the videos for them in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Alright, before I go on, I wanted to also talk about buying dungeon runs and it not being your only option. Now, the reason why I say that, I've noticed some people, and I've talked with some other players who are new, and some of them even played for a while, they believe that they really can't get into a dungeon unless they actually pay for it. Is either they'll get kicked because they're a thief or don't have enough damage or whatever it is. There is a party finder, and it seems that a lot of people actually don't know about this. Now with the party finder here, you can just go ahead and open up the party finder tool, and you can see different dungeons being advertised. And yeah, if you try to jump in there, there's a chance you can get kicked too. But hey, what you can do is just recruit your own damn party. Go ahead and type in what you need, and you'll definitely get people in there. Now me myself, even me being a thief, I would have people jump in a party because they just want to get the dungeon done. They don't have 2 mil or 10k onyx or whatever to get it started. So go ahead and use these other tools. Now I'm not saying anything's wrong with buying dungeons, because some people like myself, I can't fucking stand doing fire dragon anymore. I would probably pay for some fire dragon runs because I'm sick of running that dungeon myself. Now I'm just talking about this because I just want to make sure that you guys know that this isn't your only option. You don't only have to buy dungeon runs to get your dungeons done. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm working on the quality of these videos. I hope they get better and better, and I hope I keep seeing you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.